Hi guys and welcome back. This is The Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and as always, I'm glad you're probably having an amazing time sitting there with your drinks and with your snacks. It's so amazing having creatives like David sitting here and telling us kind of his own process and what makes him an artist. And that's what I love when I'm here and doing this job, is introduce people like that to you. So when I told you that the music area of today is not over, I was right about that. We're kind of switching gears over to something else. I think a lot of people who are here in Vegas may be familiar with this type of person, right? We have a DJ in the house. I'm so excited because I've always wanted one to be here. He has gotten awards. He is known as one of the top 3 event DJs in the city, and he has traveled the world to do what he loves best, which is to make people like you happy when you're partying, I guess. Like I said, music brings people together and it transcends all odds. So everyone, please introduce DJ Eric Snow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love
Hi,
the
how are you?
outfit.
Thank
Love
you.
the outfit. Rep in Vegas.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you.
take a seat.
Actually, I brought you something.
Oh dear.
If you don't mind.
Plants.
No,
yes.
these are ferns. There's a very famous podcast that uses ferns. I thought this might, take it to the next level.
Yes,
a little color. Some beautiful fern energy to relax us. So.
Yes.
Okay.
I love plants. I'm not good with them, but I love them. So as long as I don't touch them, they won't die.
Here we are.
So amazing. So you have been all around the world doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Born in LA, a lot of Pacific Northwest, doing all that stuff and traveled the world. So tell us, what is the journey? What was the journey?
Wow. What brought me to Vegas, or what started me DJing,
Let's
or what do you want to know?
The
music. The music.
You live in LA, you're Pacific Northwest.
When I was
what was the thing that...
When I was a little kid, a friend of mine, he used to have little cassette players, and we would make little radio shows on cassette.
Okay.
And we had a microphone, and we'd trap the songs, and the DJs would talk. And we'd cut the DJ out, and we'd hit record, and we'd capture our favorite songs, kind of like bootlegging them. And we'd make little radio shows. So I decided I wanted to be a DJ. So I that's all I've done, really, except for a 4-year nightclub stint running nightclubs.
Okay.
So that's all I've ever done for 28 years, something like that, roughly.
That's amazing.
Been DJing.
You've been doing
full time.
It worked out for you. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a certain sound that really just drew you into, let me share this with the world? This is what gets me going.
I have a love of all music. Yeah. And I was in the Virgin Islands for 17 years. Mm-hmm. So I learned soca, reggae, Latin, bachata, all that stuff. I embraced it. And now when I do private parties, they get people here in Vegas from all over the world, people from China, people from Israel, just all over, and they have their music. So I try and learn that. And every time I get a different culture that comes, I get excited because I get to delve into that type of music.
Yeah.
So with the EDM field that I play with a little bit, I've done like some reggae EDM, some soca EDM, a lot of mashups, that kind of thing. But I play a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah, I saw that, and you have a huge repertoire and huge resume of things that you've done, and I'm glad that you acclimate. You kind of go around, who are the clients and what can I learn? You're open.
Right.
A lot of people aren't open, right? They
don't have a playlist.
They stick to it. It's mostly EDM, right? Or hip-hop,
Well,
R&B,
I mean, it depends on the event. In Vegas,
right.
there's retro, there's all kinds of things you do. There's Latin parties.
Yeah, but not all DJs would be willing to do those things, and it's amazing. So when you were in the islands, you actually were awarded, right? Mm-hmm. One of the best DJs.
Top DJs in Virgin Islands, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, when I first got there, I came from Seattle. I was born in California, went to Seattle, DJ there in Seattle for a while, and then I went to the VI. And the reggae in Washington is nothing like the reggae in the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. So it was really tough. I had to really struggle and study and learn. I'd go to record shops that are local record dealers, and I'd learn about what was hot, where to find the charts for soca, and I learned it. So I really embraced it, and it really gave me a rich knowledge of that culture's music, which is who doesn't love reggae? Come on.
Exactly.
I mean, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, and so I understand how when you're entering a different world of a different type of music that you might not be privy to, you learn a lot about culture as well.
Yes.
And sometimes you get pulled in. For example, I know there's a club around town, you probably heard of it, Oddfellows, and they're kind of a club where it kind of reminds me of you in a way where they're different like every day. They ask for a different crowd, whether it be emo, Latin, K-pop, which is my favorite, urban, things like that, 90s. And so imagining what it's like as a DJ to be able to switch gears like that. And not just with the music, but the crowd.
Right.
Right? So how does a crowd kind of inspire you to kind of maybe change up your set a little bit, or does it get you going? Do you balance it off of the type of people?
It's like someone will call me and say, like last night I was at the Venetian, I had a corporate group. Where are you guys from? I'm back east. And I look at their age and where they're from, and I kind of think, okay, they're into this, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're more into the mainstream, maybe they're, more eclectic, maybe they're older, they want to go back 10, 20, 30 years, who knows.
Yeah.
So you do your homework, and I kind of do it like I'm cooking, like prepping. So at home I'll go, okay, I'll take these 70 songs, and I'll set them out, but I won't do the order yet, and I might add and fill. And then when I get there, that's when I start cooking.
Okay.
So that's how I DJ. Or someone goes, hey, we're having an EDM festival in the Virgin Islands, or whatever. I would take all that music of that genre that I thought would be bangers and stuff that would really, really hit the crowd, and then I'd put it together there and say, okay, I might open with this, I might close with this, and I'll fill in the middle as I go. So I don't have a set. I tell all my clients, I say, it's all tailored to your event, because every event is different, and every group is different.
Yeah, and the vibes you feel.
So reading a room is, like, to me, the number one skill you have to have as DJ. If you can't read a room, you have to learn how to do that.
So what sets you apart from the world of DJs? Because Vegas has got a ton of them, right?
I think diversity.
Okay.
One day I'm doing an EDM party for people in their 20s. Next day I'm doing an Indian wedding. It's just, and I like that diversity. Some DJs hate weddings. I kind of like them, actually. I'm not really a wedding DJ, but to switch it up once in a while, I'll take one. I'll do a few a year, that kind of thing, and they're fun. Everyone's having a good time, and I always say no one really gets mad at their DJ. I've heard of brides getting mad at their DJs, but I think if they get mad, you're not doing it right. You got to pay attention. Yeah. So I think the diversity is what's really set me apart and kept me from getting burned out. Because if I was in the same club playing the same music every night, I'd be burned out. I couldn't do it for this long.
Yeah, especially in a world where here, people come to Vegas, they expect a certain type of vibe every time, no matter what the crowd is. When you go to the big clubs, and they don't have a celebrity DJ, or they have an opener, right? They're gonna have kind of the same vibe, and if it's not in a niche, they're like, oh, this is not it, right? We want that such big artists, the hip hop, the R&B. So when you came from Vegas, from the islands, right? Obviously, that was kind of fate pushing you here, because it was kind of more not. A good reason why.
Well, I went through a hurricane.
Exactly. That's what I didn't want to say.
It's all right. No, and
that disaster.
I gotta tell you, I don't want to get all like touchy feely, but this is for anyone watching the show. You ever go through any kind of adversity? There's a reason for it. Not that you're being punished by the universe. It's trying to put you in the right direction. Like, so you lose your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. There's a reason why life is steering you another way, and you got to take advantage of that steer. And if you can do that, then there's no consequences to any disaster in your life.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people are.
And I think I love the islands. I'm going back in August to do some stuff. And my first year I came back, went back like 9 times. Yeah. Which was tricky because I wasn't living there and I'd already settled my pricing. So now I had to eat all the flights and all the going back. After the hurricane, I was living on the Strip, and it was just this big grind. And it took me about 2 or 3 years to build it back here, because no one really knew who I was here until I got here.
Yeah. Yeah, so how do you feel? I mean, Vegas obviously has changed since you got here. It's changing every day. So no matter if you moved here 3 months ago, it's changed.
Right.
How did you kind of acclimate to that? I mean, it's a known party area, right? In your brain, you're like, this is going to go really well, or it's going to be a culture shock.
I never thought I wouldn't. I never thought I wouldn't succeed here, because I'd been here before. And it's weird because when I was living in the islands, I was flying out here to do gigs. One-shots, like someone's having a party at Mandalay Bay and they want like a disco party for their dad turning 80 or something, or it's a big rager and there's 500 people and they fly me out because I did a party for them there. And so I would start going back and forth. So now I'm doing it in reverse. Now I'm living here and flying out to the islands on occasion. But I love it here. I love the islands, but I also love the conveniences of Vegas. Yeah. The food, the diversity, the nightlife, the scenes, the shows, the concerts. It's amazing. You don't get all that in the islands.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, if you really love it. And for someone who loves diversity, I feel like Vegas would be a great place. Right. There's going to be new people in every street. Yep. Every day is a different day here.
Absolutely.
They're welcoming and all those things. Is DJing a very competitive field? I know nothing about that.
I think getting started in a new area is tricky for some people. But if you do a good job and you show up on time and do a good job, I think people will start referring you. You don't even have to advertise, really. They just say, call this guy. He did my event, and it went really well, and then they just call you.
Well, that's great.
So is it competitive? I mean, yeah, but you have to, it's like any other job. You know, you have to kind of stand out from the crowd.
Yeah. Do you produce as well?
I do, although I haven't had that much time lately. I've been dying. I have about 10 projects in the hopper that I have not been able to finish, and all this gear sitting around, they're getting dusty, and I'm like, I need to make some stuff. I do a lot of remixes and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say.
composing is the hardest because you're going from scratch.
Exactly.
You can't rip anybody off. You got to be original, and you want to do something different. You just want to do the same old recycled stuff. So that's what takes time. And then, you know, I'm going 4 or 5, 6 times a week sometimes. So you're exhausted. You need that one day to just go, oh.
Silence.
Just, you don't want to deal with music. Although I love it all the time, but you just don't want to sit in the studio. So during the slow times, which are coming up after we get through the spring and all that and summer, it'll start dropping down a little bit, and I'll have some more time to do that. But that's definitely on my list.
Because I always imagine a lot of DJs are also DJ producers.
Absolutely.
Right? Because when you're also, you know, playing a set, I don't want to say you have a set, but when you're doing a job, you have a client, whether it's big or small, you're there trying to blend in what would go great that makes sense after the fade out of the song, right? Like how you have to know music in that way. You can't just be like, all right, stop, next, stop, next, right? You know, so.
You don't want to burn your crowd out on the same stuff, same beats. You want to refresh it. You want to like switch it up a little bit, but yet stay with the genre they're digging. There's a lot going on. I mean, you really have to concentrate, and it's exhausting. After, I'd say 4 or 5 hours when you're doing a long party. 3 is great. Like, I love 3 hours is perfect. You can only slam it all the way through. But when you're doing 5, to keep people at that level, because they get tired.
Yeah.
And you want to keep them going. Whether it's drink sales at a bar, making the place money, which keeps you working, or it's an event where you want everyone to just have a screaming good time, and they're just, you know, the whole time they're out on the dance floor having a blast. Because no one wants to go to a party where everyone's just standing around. You want dancing. That's what everyone wants in a DJ. I want dancing. It's the first thing they tell you.
Yeah.
So you really have to have your game on to squeeze that time out of those people when you go over 4 hours, because they're pretty whipped by that time. If you're dancing them hard, they're exhausted.
Yeah. If you were to go to a party, you weren't the DJ, you're off the clock. Is there something that you look for in a good DJ?
I'd say connection, like connecting with the crowd. I think a lot of DJs play for themselves, and they shouldn't, you know. And yeah, there's songs that I'm not really keen on that are popular, but if you remix them to where you enjoy them, they're definitely going to enjoy them. So, you know, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let's go ahead, tangent. Sorry. It's been a long day. I just got off a big wig. It's my first day off in a while. What were we saying? What was the question? I'm sorry.
What you look for in a good DJ?
Oh, continuity and connection with the crowd. Because you don't have that connection, it doesn't work, you know. And these guys are just isolated. They're looking down at their laptop, which we all have to do that a little bit to manipulate things. But having that connection with the crowd and having them, you know, you're feeling what they're going through and they're feeling what you're going through is super important. So I look for that. I see a guy connecting with a crowd, and I go, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you always see a lot of connecting and physical connecting. You know, they're doing a lot of stuff. They're talking. They recognize them. They're like, you know, things like that. It's a lot of interaction.
Right.
Are there any DJ producers, young and old, that really inspire you? That you're kind of like, all right, yeah, he's doing it good.
You know, the big ones. I mean, you know, there's a lot of these guys are, you know, millionaires and producers that work all the time for a reason. You know, Armin van Buuren, one of my favorites, one of my heroes. Love him. He's fantastic. And there's just so many good bands, and there's just so many things to draw off of, especially in this town. I mean, I look at everybody's performance, and when I first got here, you know, off the hurricane, I was, you know, struggling because I went through a hurricane, you know, lost most of my stuff. So I was working my tail off trying to get things going. And, you know, when you're new in a place, nowhere to go. And I had friends taking me to shows all the time, and I was watching everybody. I was watching magicians. I was watching, you know, every guy's from, you know, Matt King to David Copperfield. These aren't even DJs, but I was watching performers in general, you know, and watching what they do and how they did. And then I got to meet them and know them, befriend them, you know, guys like Tape Face and these different people. And they just inspire you, and they show you how they connect and what works for them. And even though it's not DJing, there's lessons to be learned from every performer you see.
Yeah, I love that. You take from every experience you have, even
Absolutely.
if it's not something you do. If anything, you probably would like meeting people who don't do what you do, because it kind of, I would never think that, you know what I mean? You just learn more, and it kind of broadens your horizon of what they see when they go on a stage, or when they talk to people, or what they look for in an audience, right?
Yeah.
Because, I'm thinking of the big ones like Steve Aoki, you got Martin Garrix, you got Calvin Harris, you got Chainsmokers, all the ones that are very popular. You got DJ Pauly D, right?
Yep.
They're all something different, but they're all interesting but the main thing when I see all of these guys, how old or young they are, they love to party. Is that something that you find prevalent in DJs in general?
I mean, in club culture it is. I mean, I'm not trying to be grim, but look at Avicii. Yeah. That's what killed him. Yeah. He partied too hard. I mean, but you love to party in your own way. I mean, for me, what I love is getting that crowd all hyped up and high. They're all just, you're connecting, they're having fun, people are meeting, people are, making new girlfriends, and people are hooking up. I mean, you feel good about it, and I think that's why I like EDM too a lot, because it's very positive music. It's very upbeat. It's very. It's not really sad music. Well, there's a place for that too. You know, but yeah.
Was there a certain job in your career that you were like, "This is it. I made it," in your mind? Was there a time when you felt so inspired by yourself that you always hold close to your heart? I know I asked David the same question.
There was a time I was going through a bad breakup with a fiance, and I was at a beach bar in a place called St. John. It's a little island. Anyone from St. John watching this will know what I'm talking about. This little bar was called Castaways, and we used to do like raves during Carnival, because they had Juve. I don't know if you're familiar with this or not. It's a thing where the Islanders follow a band through the streets, and the longer the crowd, that's the winner of Juve. They get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and everyone just walks around in the heat until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, like all day, stay up all night partying, and then Carnival starts. So Juve would be the next day, and no one had anything to do before Juve, so we had this big rager on St. John, and we threw some of the first EDM parties that were ever thrown on Virgin Islands were at that bar. So I was having this hard time because I just lost this person, and I just threw myself into my music, and it like healed me. Like it just, all that angst just came out in my music, and everyone was partying. So it became like this positive burst of energy, and it really just like came out through the music, and that's where I really realized the power of what you do. It's just so much more than just playing songs or whatever. It's moving people along on a journey with you. I know that sounds kind of goofy, but I don't know if you understand or not. But it's just kind of and shared experiences. I just went to Burning Man this last year. Got to do a little set at a camp.
Oh, okay.
That was fun. That was a very life-changing experience. Very cool. Very different.
A lot of people go there and they all have life-changing experiences at Burning Man.
Yeah.
It's a type of thing.
It's very organic. It very much leads you down the path of where you want to go. So whatever you're into, that's the rabbit hole that you'll follow. That's the way you're going to go.
Yeah.
I can't explain it other than that. It's just very, very neat.
Yeah, you have to experience it. But that's what the power of music really does in bringing people together.
Right.
You can have those moments when you're just like kind of have epiphanies. And that's why I think people love going to festivals. They love going to a club. It's not just a party, but they go with a whole group of friends. All of a sudden, all their worries, all their cares just kind of go away.
Yeah.
Right? And then they just leave with a great time. And that's kind of what everyone wants. They want something that makes them distracted in a good way. For bringing something great out, both for you and for the audience, which is fantastic. Now, the question that I always ask all of my guests is there a philosophy that you live by? Would you answer that?
Yeah, there is actually. There's nothing you can't do in this life if you try hard enough. I don't care what it is. There's a way to somehow do it. I firmly believe in that, 100%.
If you want it enough.
If you want enough, you want to pay the price at the end of the line, yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there a goal that you're trying to reach outside of now, or do you feel that you're doing everything you want to do?
Pretty happy. I mean, things are going pretty well. There's just always goals, just different things. One of the things that makes me happy is bringing people together. Like this community is so close knit. I've never seen a place where more people helped other people. Like it's unbelievable. Like I've lived in Washington, Oregon, California, the Virgin Islands, here, and I've just never seen the like of it. Like when I came here, every entertainer embraced me, helped me. I mean, I owe so many people, like, and they didn't have to. They don't need to, and they did, and it's just, I see it every day, and so I try and give back. There's, and it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're a Cirque du Soleil performer, a magician, a singer, a DJ, a band. They all come together and they all learn from each other because show is show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you're a DJ or a magician or a hypnotist or whatever you do, it's a show.
Exactly.
And it involves the people.
Yes.
And so I that's the one thing that Vegas gave me that I can't even put into words. It's just incredible how the people are here. They're
it's very different.
So helpful. Like in LA, I hear it's very competitive and ruthless and people are, messing with each other. Here, it's just like, what do you need, man? Oh, I know that guy. I'll introduce you to that guy. It's just, wow. Once you're in that once you find out where all those people are, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
If you find that, keep that, because it's not easy to find those types of people.
Yeah,
sometimes you got to go through a lot of bad apples to find those types of people.
People have bad Vegas experiences. I really believe it's the people around you that make your Vegas good or make your Vegas bad.
Yeah, and it's what you do about it. It's whether you let that affect you or you keep on pushing.
100%.
Right, I know I've gone through that. I come from a theater background, so I understand when it comes to the audience. The minute you hit the stage, you feel the vibe. You're like, oh, all right, here, this is what we're going to do. What's tonight? Right. Okay,
sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's a joy, and it's easy. You just never know, but it must go on. Yep,
it must go on. So tell everyone where they can contact you. I know you do a lot of celebrities, so you might be a little hard to reach because you might be out here.
You go on my website, djericssnow.com. That's where you'll find me. At official DJ Snow on Facebook is me. That's my fan page. Love likes, just say hi.
Fan page. It's a fan page.
Got both those, so no.
It was the easiest way. Yeah, that's amazing though. We love to hear. We love having you on here. I really hope I get to be invited to one of your events.
Yes, absolutely.
I spent a lot of time at Oddfellows. Everyone of my viewers know this. K-pop night, that's my night. But it's a great time. It's a great place. Vegas people are amazing. They acclimate very well, and I'm sure that celebrity party or not celebrity party, you're taking in all of it. And it's a learning experience. Yeah. It's the best thing Vegas can give you. 100%. So everyone, DJ Eric Snow here in the hot seat playing music that y'all party to. It's a hard job. I respect that. That's not for me. I don't know. The parties, everyone ever asks you, like, you guys sitting around, who wants to be the DJ? Just play something. And you're like, oh, you don't want to. You have to do it where everyone's happy, right? And if you're even a small friend group, people are going to be judging. They're going to be like, yo. Yeah. Cut them off, right? So it's a hard job. Much respect to you, DJ Eric Snow. Applaud, everyone. Find him on all his fan pages, his websites, everything. You'll probably see him at the next event near you. He's all around the world, so hey, Paulie, you got nothing on you, bro. Anyway, DJ Eric Snow, so make sure you don't go anywhere because I'm never done talking on this channel. So I will see you after the break.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit social media shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
What show was that? That was absolutely amazing. Great conversation. Very humble people. I know I say every week that I have a theme every episode, and this one obviously was music, but then also the humbleness of people who create music and create music for viewers and listeners like you to have a great time and to really just make life better. Because if you think about it, can you imagine life without music? Like, even there'll be silence, but like everywhere you go, even the elevator, the awkwardness, it's helping you out a little bit over there, right? But every week, we are so open to lots and lots and lots of submissions. If you want to be here, sitting in the hot seat, just like David and Eric, it is open for you. Make sure to email your bio, who you are, what you do, a picture of you, so we know who are you. Let's put a face to your story. Email that to admin@socialmediashows.com. Submissions are open all the time, every day. You can send that email at any hour, and I'm sure production will get back to you. We are also open to sponsorships. That same email address, I tell you guys every week, that email address is golden. You need to save it, remember it, engrave it somewhere, because that email is going to take you places. Whether you want to be on a show, not just mine, there's many shows on this network that if that fits you, if you know the people on that show and you want to be on that show, I am not offended, even though I know that I'm your favorite, but still. But if you want to be a sponsor for any of these shows, if you have a movie coming out, if you're someone that wants to have an advertisement, please contact production at that email, admin@socialmediashows.com. That will be the email for you. As you know, my name is Priscilla Moy. I am always here talking to viewers like you, connecting with viewers like you, and really just being here introducing you to some amazing talent in this city and beyond the city. Sometimes we have a lot of people coming in town that are in Vegas, because who doesn't come to Vegas, and they would love to sit here and tell us who they are, what they do, and why. The biggest thing that I take away from this is not only do I inspire viewers like you, but I'm also inspired by the people who are sitting here. I don't have to do the same thing as them in order to feel connected, to find a connection with these people, because I feel like every human wants to be seen. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand, is humans want to be seen. They want people to understand them. And so if I can give that back to all of my guests, to all of my viewers, then I have done my job as a television host. So, as always, my name is Priscilla Moy, and you are watching The Hot Seat live in studio at Social Media Shows. Live in real time, the only ones that do it. I know Maria is very, 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 very adamant about making sure you guys know that we are the only network that goes live in real time. No editing, no post-editing, there's none of that. What you see is what you get, so nothing's fabricated, nothing's pre-planned. A lot of my guests I do not meet ahead of time. So, it's the enjoyment, right? It's entertainment. We're creating, we're new, we're brand new, we're doing all of these things. So, with that being said, I hope to see you on the next episode of The Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and I will see you then. Bye.